What's up, guys? Well, I hate to say I told you so. Oh, but I told you so. This fight went exactly as I said it would, as I thought it would. I am not shocked. Um, I'm collecting tonight, man. You know, everybody, the past greatness of these fighters, man. It fools people into thinking they still in their prime. They still can overcome the odds and beat younger fighters and shit, man. You know why? Because Ugas had 4 losses on his resume because he didn't supposedly beat Pacquiao for the title or whatever. Ugas was disrespected, and this guy put on a masterpiece, man, a clinic. He exposed Manny Pacquiao in every way. And I'm not a Manny Pacquiao hater. I love Manny Pacquiao, man. I respect the guy. In my opinion, the greatest pound for pound fighter of all time in boxing. The man won titles in 8 weight classes, man. You got to give it up to the guy, man. Yes, I have put him over Sugar Ray Robinson. For what he did going up, as far as he did in weight classes. And he had a long, storied career. And I want him to be Floyd. So I'm definitely a Pacquiao fan and respect and love the guy. I appreciate what he did in the sport, but I call it as it is, man. I call it as I see it. I thought that he could beat Spence, because Spence is more of a statue, cannot handle, and slow, cannot handle hand speed, volume, but hey, the way he looked tonight, maybe Spence would have beaten him, maybe. Even the Spence that fought Danny Garcia, But it's time for Manny to retire, man. It's time. Everybody needs to tell him to retire. I didn't need to make no more fights for him. Freddie needs to tell him it's time. He need to be taking that kind of punishment no more, man. He got beat up in this fight. He got beat up. His face was puffed up, his eyes was puffed up. They weren't closed. He was cut. I mean, come on, man. We don't want him taking that kind of punishment. Hell, maybe they should have stopped it, but they had so much pride. Not that he was getting beat up like Oscar, but maybe to say, hey, you're losing this fight. Why keep taking this punishment? But the way I saw this fight, guys, it was not close at all. I actually scored the fight 120 to 110. The best I gave Manny was an even round in the first and an even in the third. Now, if you give him those rounds, that comes out to 116. Well, actually, no. That would be, I think it would be, 118. Let's see. 118 to, I want to say 112, I think. I was thinking there was more in line with the official judges. 2 of them scored 116, 112 for Ugas, and the other one had it 115, 113, which is basically a 1-round fight. And I guess what the other ones would be a 2-round fight. That was not the case. At best, Manny only won 2 rounds in that fight, 10-2 on my card. But I didn't have him winning 1 round. He only got 2 even rounds in this fight, man. In the first round, it was Manny was trying to put on the pressure. He was letting his hands go. Ugas was backing up, which was not what he needed to do. He didn't need to be overwhelmed by the pressure. And that's what Manny beats guys. Going up against ropes, balled up, getting caught with shit. But going back in the straight line, all that. But Ugas had his moments in the round. All right. I didn't take notes for this fight. All right. I can't remember if it was the first or the second round, But at one point, at the end of the round, Pacquiao like rushed Ugas, and Ugas just basically kind of caught him and threw him down. I like that because that showed that he wasn't gonna be bullied, that he was gonna stand his ground, and he was just not gonna let Pacquiao bulldoze him and intimidate him. All right, so I like that. All right, at the beginning of this fight, Ugas was going to the body. As Ugas' coach pointed out in that video on the Boxing Voices, I said, how Pacquiao had been knocked out to the body in the past. Pacquiao got exposed to the body in this fight to the point to where I think it was either the third or fourth round where Ugas hit him with a great body shot, and Manny Pacquiao complained of a low blow, man. That shit loses respect, man. That shit loses respect. You can see people in the crowd in the background standing up, complaining, totally disagreeing. They knew that was a clear body shot, and because of Pacquiao, because of who he is, at first Moore didn't even say anything about the shot, but then when Pacquiao kind of backed away and then pointed low, Moore started warning Ugas, and Ugas was basically pleading that was not a low blow, And of course, Russell Moore was the ref in that Mares Egbeko fight, the first fight that was one of the worst ref jobs of all time, where he let Mares low blow the guy all night. So of course Moore would be more sensitive to that. That may have been kind of brilliance on Team Pacquiao for him to be in that spot, to choose him or whatever, or to approve him, But in the second round, man, as the fight went on, Ugas established the jab, was tearing Manny up with the jab, tearing him up. As I said, exposed him to the body. He didn't like those body shots, but then after that hard warning, Ugas, he didn't throw to the body as much in the fight because he didn't want to risk, points taken, DQ'd, all that, which was smart because you're looking at that, a 115, 113 scorecard. He certainly did not need to lose any points. All right. But Manny Pacquiao was exposed as being old, man. He could not stop an overhand right. He could not stop a right hook. He got hit at will with that shit, man. Anytime Ugas threw that shit, he landed on Pacquiao. Couldn't stop it, man. Could not stop it. And this was probably maybe the most brilliant thing that Ugas did in the fight. All right, like I said, in the first round, he was adjusting the Pacquiao speed, adjusting the way he's throwing the pocket. That was the best sort of burst and speed and energy that Pacquiao had in the fight. As the fight went on, you could tell, with the age, he was getting tired, from the shots he was taking, and just his legs and fall of time, right? All right. But I would say it was in the second round. Ugas figured out, and maybe it's just from all his experience, boxing over the years as an amateur and as a pro. He neutralized Manny's hand speed, Manny's aggression by simply just standing in the middle of the ring and balling up. Just basically standing there whenever Pacquiao would start coming toward with a flurry, just put his arms up over his face and over his head, man, and let Manny just kind of burst. And then when Manny would realize that it's not getting through, the guy's not backing away, he would stop. And then the fight would be in the middle of the ring, and Ugas would just pick him apart. If he dared to come in, pick him apart, catching him with the jab, catching him to the body, catching him with overhand rights, with right hooks, And it was a one-sided fight. Manny got beat up, man. He got beat up. He got exposed, as being, old, as not being able to take it to the body, as, when he comes with the storm, and just stand your ground. Just stand your ground and cover up, And then on top of it, Ugas was ducking and dodging shots, It was a brilliant, masterful performance and fight from Yordenis Ugas. As I said before the fight, the second best welterweight in the world behind Terence Crawford. Would beat every welterweight on the PBC side. I'm not including or not really thinking about Jaron Ennis, because Ennis has not stepped up to the the top class of the division yet. So he's still one of those guys that's on the come up. But as far as like the Thurman, he already beat Porter in my opinion. He would beat Danny. He would beat Spence. So I just see Ugas as being the best with PBC. I'm trying to think if there was anything else in the fight. I know in the 12th round, Pacquiao, of course, he had been getting beat up during the fight. Ugas was putting on good pressure. There were times he was hitting Manny with some hard shots, and there was 2 times in the 12th round where he could have stormed Pacquiao and he could have went for the knockout, but he did not. I think once was early in the round, and then later on he had hit Manny, and Manny was kind of backing up towards the ropes and not throwing. He could have went for the knockout, man, but he did not. He did not press. And at times, I didn't want him to press because I didn't want him to get in a firefight again. Like I said, Miguel Cotto, you start letting those hands go, and then you get caught with that shit, and you could either get knocked out or not recover. The fight won't be the same, So he was winning comfortably. Why risk getting hit, hurt, knocked out? So I understood why Ugas did what he did, but at the same time, I was nervous that the guy could get screwed on the scorecards, man. Because he got screwed against Porter, and then against Ramos, he got a split decision victory. In 2 fights where I thought he won wide. And he definitely won wide, in my opinion, tonight. It was not a 115, 113. No, that was not a 1-round fight. 116, 112. It was not a 2-round fight. It was more along the lines of 118, 112, 119, 111, 120. I had it 110. I did give Pacquiao credit in the first and third for what he did, but I did not have him winning a single round in this fight, and I mean, just look at the visuals post fight, puffed up on both sides of his face. His eyes were not closed, but he had bounces on them. His face was puffed up. I think he had a cut, or maybe it was just his eye was red, but man, he got beat up, man. And Jinky was sitting ringside. Her mouth was covered. She didn't like what she saw, man. I don't think he's fighting again. I think this is it for Manny. It needs to be it for Manny. This was a legitimate loss, no screw job. The right guy won the fight. So really, I think that's it, guys. I don't think I'm missing anything. I hope if you saw my pre-fight video, which I know I kind of put up late, and many people didn't get to see it, but I hope there were people out there that were smart to play Ugas and profited, because a prime 35-year-old larger welterweight who can box, man, is kryptonite, boxing, counter punching, fighting Manny at the end of his career at 42. And they had Manny Pacquiao was damn near a 4-1 favorite. Open is 3-1. I knew Ugas would be underdog. I was just hoping I could get good odds, and I did. So really, I think that's it, guys. I don't think I'm missing anything. Because basically, once Ugas figured out, how to handle the storm, stay in the middle of the ring and outbox the guy, to fight the smart big man's fight, fight him the way he kind of like Floyd did, like Tio and Salido did Lomachenko, like Buster did Tyson, stand there and kind of dare him to come in and keep him outside. And I mean, it was brilliant, man. It was brilliant. Like I said, Pacquiao could not stop overhand right, could not stop right hooks. He got hit with, whenever Ugas threw it, he got hit with it. that means it's time to retire. You know, thank you, Manny Pacquiao, for all the great years, all the great fights, but none of us want to see you get seriously hurt. We want you to have great life after boxing, have all your faculties, and it's time to hang it up, man. No need to take more punishment for no reason, so for any reason at all. So, I think that's it, guys. If I missed anything, I'll leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. One-sided fight. Congrats to Ugas finally getting the recognition and the respect that he should. Because I think they were saying on the Boxing Voice that they didn't even have him in the top 5. When they did polls and talked to callers and shit. A lot of people picked Pacquiao to beat Ugas, man. I'm not shocked one bit. It went exactly like I thought it would go. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll check in soon. Thanks for watching.